the clue to this was transmitted to me by a woman on the street in India. Her name was Anandamayi Ma. She's regarded as one of the great Indian saints. She was friends with Paramahansa Yogananda, and I had the great good fortune to meet her one-on-one on the street, in fact 3 times, but the second time she looked at me and she went, she did the namaste, which means the God in me honors the God in you. But she wasn't just saying it, she actually saw God in me. And the force of that was palpable. It almost knocked me over. And I felt God within my own heart. Not the physical heart, but the heart chakra, the center of your being, really. And that was so powerful, I went back to the house where I was staying on the beach in the town Jagannath Puri. And for the next 3 days, I meditated on that I felt inside. I said, I want to feel and to see what she saw in me. This is why, like, one of the highest things, the highest blessings you can give another person is to see God in them, or at least try to see God in them. Know that that sun that is in you is also in them, even if they're acting ridiculous, just to try to hold the consciousness God is in that person. They have basic goodness, So nobody could teach me, though, how to achieve what she had achieved, or how to sustain that consciousness until I met my teacher, Pearl, who was the sweet grandmotherly lady in a logging town in Northern California at the base of Mount Shasta. And I was sent to her by the Master Saint Germain, who materialized in a physical body before me in Muir Woods. And that whole story is in my book, Apprentice to the Masters. But he said, go to Mount Shasta. The first person you meet there will tell you what to do next. He said, I want you to work with me and work for me, but you need training first. And I'm sending you to Mount Shasta for that training. And so I got to Mount Shasta, and a young guy came up to me in the restaurant where I was having breakfast, and he said, you need to talk to this lady by the name of Pearl, just a complete stranger coming up to me. And I said, I don't know who Pearl is, but I was told to do whatever the first person told me to do. So he owned the local health food store. So after I finished breakfast, I went over, he let me use his phone. Pearl said, come right up. So I went to her house, and here is this, she opened the door, here is this sweet elderly lady, like your grandmother, in a normal house. She wasn't living in a teepee or a temple or anything like that. And she said, I've been expecting you. And I said, how could you be expecting me? We've never met before. And she said, the Master Saint Germain came to me this morning and said that he was sending you to see me. And then she asked me what my experience was, and I told her about this man who materialized in front of me in Muir Woods. And she said, well, you know who that was, don't you? And of course, Saint Germain's picture was on the wall. And I said, that was Saint Germain. And she said, yes, he's here, and he's helping you, he's teaching you. And I said, well, I don't hear anything. I said, would you channel a message? And she said, I don't channel, that would weaken you. You're going to have to learn to get it within. And I said, well, this is very frustrating. I don't hear, I'm not aware of any teaching at all. She said, he's teaching you on a higher plane. He's working with your higher self. And he's imparting teaching and information to your higher self. So when the time comes for you to act, you will know spontaneously what to do. The highest form of guidance is to just spontaneously do the right thing. Not to see a flock of birds, or to need to hold a crystal, or to get a tarot reading or whatever. It's just you know intuitively. Like yesterday you said, 1 o'clock tomorrow, I know that we are supposed to meet. It just spontaneously came through. You didn't call some psychic friend and say, what should I do? You just knew, and then I got it too. So Pearl said, after we introduced ourselves, she said, would you like to meditate? And I said, oh, sure. I was used to India. I was going to get on the floor and sit in lotus position and shut my eyes, and om and things like that. And she said, you don't need to sit on the floor to meditate. In fact, you don't even need to close your eyes. And I said, what? And she said, just keep your eyes open, but you can let them go out of focus, and just feel the love in the center of your being and see it as a great sun. And just feel that sun radiating out to me. And I feel it radiating out to you. And what I am thinking inside is, I am the presence of God blessing you. And you say the same thing. I am the living light. And when I said that, I saw the room light up. And I went, wow. She said, what is it? I said, I saw the light. Like there's a great movie about the Blues Brothers where James Brown says, have you seen the light? And this, the shaft of light comes down out of heaven and hits John Belushi, and he goes, oh my gosh, I got the answer to my question. And I actually saw the light in the room when I said, I am the living light. And then I realized this is what Anandamayi Ma had done for me, but she had done it silently, of course, which is, you don't say it out loud when you're working with somebody, unless you're teaching them this, It's just a consciousness that you transmit. And whatever comes after I am is what you create. I am healing. I am love radiating out. I am being guided and directed. I am peace on earth. And that goes out. And the important thing, though, is to do it from the surrender, not from the will or the ego. A lot of people are doing what are called I am affirmations or decrees with willpower, which is, I am doing this, and I am, it's like trying to create what the ego wants by force of will. And that does achieve some results, but then you end up with a lot of junk you realize you don't need, or situations that you really were not meant to be in. But if you can, when you say I am, tune into it is God, your higher self within you, that is saying that. So then you create according to divine will. And of course a lot of people say, how do you connect with that I am presence, really? Like it's almost easier, like the two of us sitting here, to feel that, because you are anchoring my attention here and I am anchoring it there. I can feel it going back and forth, And that's not personality, it's not ego, it's just the presence.